Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're hanging out in Parker, Colorado. As you can see right behind us, we're actually at Bingham Lake. Gorgeous area. We're in specifically the Pinery neighborhood today. What we're going to be covering for you guys, just broadly based all of Parker, Colorado. This is an awesome area. It's got great location to downtown, great location to DIA, so definitely one you guys don't want to miss. All right guys, so jumping into Parker. Parker is awesome in the sense of location-wise, like we always like to start out for you guys. It's got great proximity to downtown Denver as well as the airport. So whether it's you want to go for a date night in the city, whether it's, you travel for business, for pleasure, whatever it may be, both of those locations are going to be within 30 minutes for you, depending on what part of Parker, of course. There's always going to be those little corners a little bit further over, but generally speaking, it's about a half hour to each area. So really, really great proximity in that sense. But what's cool about Parker too is it's on the east side of the city, and what you find typically on the east side is new builds excluded, you are finding bigger homes, bigger lot sizes, just more privacy in general, and a great place to raise a family, because obviously on that western side, we speak a lot how you're getting pushed up against those foothills, you're limited as far as the space, and there's a premium on that space. On the east side, not so much the case. So what you're seeing with Parker is really historically it was much just more rural, more of like a cow town in that sense, versus now it's definitely developed quite a bit, but still has quite a bit to expand as well. So you're still finding some affordable price points, you're still finding some room to grow in terms of that. You're finding new build communities out here. So really a lot of great optionality in terms of whatever it is you may be looking for. If you want a little bit more size, this is a great place to check out.
All right, guys, and since Joe did touch upon history, he's going to be the history teacher now going forward. So do expect that in the next and upcoming videos. I'm kidding. Now, one of the cool things too about Parker that, Joe did touch upon was the fact that, you are not necessarily up along the foothills. So you do definitely have more space. And so within Parker, you will see there's a lot of open space areas. There's a lot of trails and like walkways. There's also a pretty popular dog park that has about 5 acres to let your dog off leash. As you know, a lot of people in Colorado love their pets, so definitely something that's worthwhile in terms of calling that out, and something that a lot of people enjoy. A lot of people enjoy being outside. One of the cool things too in Parker is you do get those larger lot sizes. So if you are looking for a home with a larger lot, or you're looking for more access to the outdoors within close proximity to your home, Parker would be one that you would want to continue to look into and see if it's a community that fits your needs.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's not even just the larger lot sizes. This is an issue, not, strictly to the west side, but definitely a lot on the west side and new build communities. A lot of the time your backyard is not opening to open space. It's opening to your neighbor's side of the house or whatever it may be. And hopefully like your neighbor, no issues there. But overall, it is nice just having open space as your view. You find that a ton out here, especially in the neighborhood right now, the Pinery that we're in, as I mentioned earlier. You're finding that it either opens to open space like Bingham Lake right behind us, or maybe it's opening to a golf course. That's another big popular thing you find in these communities out here too. So the Pinery offers that, Pradera offers that. We'll jump into this in some more of these neighborhoods as we get into the video further, but it just allows you to have such pretty views from your backyard. So you have this, not only a big lot to hang out and maybe have a fire pit, have some open space for the kiddos out back and everything, but it just allows you to truly take in all of the nature views that Colorado's offer, as opposed to, like I said, maybe in a new build community, you're a little more tight knit, a little closer together. So pros and cons to both, but just something that if that's what you're looking for, you want that more space, that is typically trickier to find in the metro. So Parker is a great option on that front.
Guys, and Joe and I do mention the details of all the neighborhoods, because please remember, Joe and I are licensed realtors here in the state of Colorado.
Look at that.
So any needs you may have, please feel free to reach out at the phone number that's coming up on your screen. Remember, we are the ones that answer the text, emails, phone calls, so please don't hesitate to reach out. Joe and I are familiar with the Denver metro area, and we could definitely help guide you. Parker may be a perfect fit. If it's not, we could also find other areas that suit your needs.
Yeah, definitely. And the reason we call it out for you guys too, because Parker broadly, obviously, yes, it does typically have larger lots, it does typically have more space, but there are going to be little pockets in here like Allison Ranch, for example, which we'll jump into as well. That is more of a typical new build community where the houses are closer together, the lots are tinier. So if a big lot is important to you, we'll direct you maybe to more towards a Pinery or more towards a Pradera or something of that sense. So that's why we really like to just nail in the details with you guys and see what your specific wants and needs are, because there's great options in every town, but Parker specifically will just have more options in the sense of if you're looking for that extra space. All right, guys, so just broadening out in terms of some of the neighborhoods we're talking about here. So like we mentioned today, we're hanging in the Pinery. The Pinery and Pradera are very similar in the sense sense of you do find those bigger lot sizes, but also what you're finding is truly nature just lives here. Like we're driving through the neighborhood today, we're finding, deers in everyone's front yard this morning. It's really cool because although it is obviously, a newer community in the sense of what you find in some of these homes, you are still finding, everything else that used to exist here. So it's not to say like, a typical new build, it kind of pushes all the nature out a lot of the time at least. And this neighborhood, since there's so much extra space, you do still find a lot of the wildlife existing here, which is very, very cool. Sometimes you only find that truly more so in the mountains, not so much on that eastern side of Denver. What also is really cool though is a lot of these are kind of master planned around golf courses. So the Pinery and Pradera Bowl specifically do have golf courses located right in the center like we're calling out. And so if golfing is a big thing for you, hey, that you can't really beat that when it's truly in your backyard. So that's a really big win here for all the golfers in the community. I know Monique, not her thing, but there's good stuff for Monique as well. She always likes to talk about all the fun stuff to do downtown as well. There's, O'Brien Park over there's a cool spot too. That's really
my little one there too, just because it has a lot of options in terms of slides. A lot of times if you go to parks, you notice it's like certain age groups, right? For like 6 to 10 year olds. Well, my daughter's only
when she says slides, it's like a water park too. This is not just regular like, slides and something. This is a cool park.
Right. It does have water parks and like slides and access, if you do want to go there during the summer. But one of the things that I like about this park in particular is it does have a playground for older kids and a playground for younger kids. And so definitely a cool option, especially if I'm looking to tire out my little 2-year-old because she has a ton of energy. And then the other thing too is if you're not looking for something in the summer, but you're looking for something to do in the winter, there's ice skating ring over at Discovery Park where they have the option to, rent some ice skates, get on the ice, especially if you're in the fall seasons or, in the winter seasons with the holidays coming up. You can grab hot cocoa, put on your little ice skating boots and get out there and, get your kiddos tired.
Yeah, no, what's really cool about this area and just the metro in general is they really try and make sure there's something to do in all of these areas kind of year round. So I know a lot of people, they want to move out here, but they're like, oh, what do I do during the winter? They're, I don't ski, I don't snowboard. Listen, Monique doesn't ski or snowboard either. So you want to come make some videos with us, you can always do that. But there is ice skating and all this other fun stuff here to do as well. And there's indoor stuff to do as well too. If it's, a rainy day, it doesn't necessarily have to be wintertime. There's of course the local AMC. There's,
Peace Center.
There's the nice tap room over there, West Side Tap Room as well. I mean, there's a ton of fun stuff to do if it's, maybe not the best weather or it's just cool or whatever it is. Like, and again, we mentioned it too in other videos, but come wintertime, like right now it is starting to get, it's technically fall kind of wintertime right now, but I'm hanging in a light long sleeve. It's still a nice day, 60 degrees and sunny. So you do catch those warm days that kind of break things up. So really overall, not a bad experience, even when it does come to be the colder months. All right, guys, so next point for you as we're calling out, just how it's really cool. A lot of these suburbs tend to have downtowns. Parker does have a great downtown. We were actually just there right before this, had to get a little caffeinated. They have a FICA coffee shop over there, which is exactly what you'd expect. It's one of those kind of, one-of-a-kind coffee shops. It's not going to be your generic Starbucks or your Dunkin' Donuts, etc. It's just got that cool little kind of downtown charm to it. The whole community comes out and hangs out outside. They have cool little outdoor seating, especially on a nice warm day like today. You can enjoy yourself over there. And everything down there is very walkable too. So they have the libraries actually right next door. So if you want to maybe grab that coffee, grab a book, hang out outside, enjoy some of that sunshine. It's really, really cool how everything is in great proximity. They also have, I know Monique was mentioning it earlier, I'll let her speak on it, but they have the Pace Center over there too. I know it's one of your favorites, so go right ahead. You can speak on that.
But you could definitely go there and, get some events, under your belt if it is a colder day and you're not necessarily looking to be outside or in the parks. They also offer, different activities.
Cool.
Like it's a venue place too where you could, if you're going to get married, you could definitely rent out a room. It's kind of Parker's little mini convention center. And so definitely something that's worthwhile and calling out. Another cool thing too that you can do within downtown is there's a lot of mom and pop shops walking up and down, just like Joe did mention. There's also a lot of restaurants, and another cool little place to stop by is the Parker Station. There's a lot of cool little office buildings, and it's just overall really gives you a vibe of like a small town, but still being in a suburb and kind of a little bit a modern touch. It's very unique in the sense of what it has to offer its local community.
Yeah, what I was going to mention too quick on that Pace Center, one more thing just to wrap that back full circle is, especially come the holiday time, right? They do have all the cool little holiday shows and holiday festivals. So if that is something you're looking for, if you want to have that little night out where grab a quick little appetizer and a drink and you want to go see a show, that's a great option. You don't have to go all the way to downtown Denver to see their performing arts center. So really nice, especially come the holiday time. You do just see that kind of communal vibe really come full circle there. All right, guys, so in terms of housing out here, obviously we touched on some of the neighborhoods briefly, but kind of expanding out on the Pinery, Pradera, Allison Ranch, etc. Kind of just going down the line, the median home price in Parker as a whole is going to be that mid to 600 price point. So, not a terrible price point relative to the rest of the metro, but you are seeing it is growing a little bit just because demand is growing obviously all throughout the metro, but Parker specifically was kind of one of those hidden gems that you're now starting to see come up on the east side. So starting here in the Pinery where we are today, you're finding a little bit higher than the average price point out here, which is going to be, mid to high 800s. So still reasonable, but definitely going to be a little bit higher just because you're saying, you're seeing those higher prices due to the bigger homes, due to the bigger lot sizes, due to the fact that you have a golf course in your backyard. So that is reflecting the price point, of course. If that's a little too high, Allison Ranch is a great option. That's going to be more of one of those just traditional new build communities to where maybe you don't have the golf course in your backyard, maybe the lots are going to be a little bit tinier, but you are getting in at a better price point. So again, there is definitely something for everybody. And then if you're looking real high end, Pradera is the other one we were calling out. That's going to be a true kind of luxury master plan community. It's going to be more of just a luxe level of what the Pinery has to offer, in the sense of the Pinery, a little bit more established, going to have some older style homes as well as some newer style homes, but overall you can get in at a reasonable price point. And then you're seeing a lot of people come in here and actually renovate and kind of modernize a lot of these older style homes just because maybe they prefer that style. So again, no matter what neighborhood you're in all throughout Parker, there's a ton of variety, a ton of optionality. And if you're looking lower price point as well, and maybe you don't need the size of a full home, there's definitely condos, townhomes, and even just apartments out here too. So a ton of variety in housing across the board here for you guys. All right, guys, so just bringing it full circle here on Parker in terms of, we're talking how it's a great place to raise a family. Well, obviously schools are a big component to that. So Douglas County schools out here always rank great by niche.com. So nothing to worry about on that front at all. And regardless of what neighborhood you're in, you're falling in that district. So it's going to be great no matter what. You're not going to worry like, oh, am I going to live in this part of Parker and it's going to be an issue? Not the case at all. So really, as always, Parker bringing it full circle is a great option to raise that family.
Guys, and as much as Joe and I love making these videos for you, we would love to help with any real estate needs you may have. Feel free to call us at the number that's coming up on your screen. We are the ones that answer calls, texts, emails, whatever the case may be. So we look forward to catching you on the next one.
Thanks so much for watching, guys. Catch you in the next one.